I think we're good to go. My name is Awakened Cloud, and right now I am playing Trauma Team. We're about, if I had to guess, probably 50% in. So, just switch over on my end. Get started. See what the next mission is. Okay, we've cleared 20 missions so far. Uninvited guest.
That was a fine operation, Doctor. Thank you.
Life.
Yo, kid. Came by to see what you're up to.
Check up on your 250-year sentence, just as one does.
Man, I didn't think you'd be living in a refrigerator.
Temperatures kept at 0 Celsius to reduce bacteria.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't kill anyone.
Bacteria cultivation, huh? Pseudomonas, Vibrio, Micrococcus? You know, plenty of bacteria can be grown at this low temperature.
And you are?
Gabriel Cunningham. I'm in charge of the guy you worked on. I want to consult with you about something.
Consult with me.
We've got a patient with tumors similar to Kaposi sarcoma. Skin, lungs, small intestine, they must be excised at once. How about it? You think it can be done?
There's not enough information to make a conclusion. But depending on the patient, I won't rule it out entirely.
Is that so? All right, it's decided.
Oh, Dr.
Let's go.
Sasuke.
What are you talking about?
The operation. You'll be performing it on that patient.
Me?
What's wrong? That's why I came out to see you.
Please check the arterial forceps. Are all the medicines ready?
We're running late. Can you check on our
I forget
transfusion
what her
supply?
name is.
I'm putting extra trays here.
Not Maria, but
Where's
the person I'm about to
anesthesiologist?
operate
Oh,
on.
come on in. You're late.
You are...
Maria Torres. I'll be assisting you this time. You've heard the details, right? Read the charts, too.
all right?
I have seen you before. Have we met?
I hear this is a tough condition to deal with.
Yeah, you're right. Let's start the operation then.
They know each Kelly Brooks
The
said
focus of this operation is tumor excision, but,
But...
well, it's odd. Infections like this aren't all that rare. Even so, we can't pinpoint exactly what's causing them.
what do you mean? Have you done a blood analysis?
Please. Of course we did. Do you think we're stupid?
Got
Nothing
the
showed up on the
shots.
CRP, antibody titer, or WBC count. Other tests came up with nothing too. We're stumped.
Oh, that is indeed odd.
Well, hopefully this will be an uneventful op. Let's begin.
Hopefully. I doubt it, though. Oh, that's... Yeah, those were on her
Let's begin
during the
operation.
diagnosis stuff. Oh, man.
Gabe, that is Dr. Cunningham, says it's like Kaposi sarcoma. Who knows what it actually is, though?
The foci show discoloration, like malignant melanoma. Let's begin by treating the skin. Prepare the laser.
Whoa, watch it.
First affected area removed. Incinerating the rest.
They're all burned off. There aren't any more here. Let's check the intestine.
No, we're not done yet. There may be tumors under the skin here as well.
Correct.
I want to check the area with the ultrasound. I thought so. Tumor confirmed. Making an cytoplasm is spilling out. Now I'll excise it with the scalpel before it leaks.
Guys.
Tumor excision complete.
Forceps.
I'll extract it with the forceps. Extract the excised area. Get the synthetic membrane.
I'll leave the tray out.
Like
if you need
that.
Synthetic
Here we
membrane.
go.
it. Looks like all the skin tumors are done. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Understood.
That's the process.
Making an incision to open area disinfected. Making
Get a grip on yourself. Look at the guideline.
I messed that up pretty bad.
Now, if it's the same as the skin, tumors should be here too.
First, we need to inject blue medicine into the inflammation.
Blue medicine. Okay.
Inflammation has subsided.
You've got to inject it directly into the inflammation.
My aim sucks tonight.
There are probably more inflammations around.
I'm shifting my view. Prepare the magnification tool.
Hold B and move the pointer.
Inflammations are all over the field of operation.
I said into the inflammation.
Oh gosh. Okay.
The inflammations are all treated. Let's find the tumors now.
Ultrasound.
Tumor presence confirmed. Treating it and inflammations.
That's the first one. Keep going.
Let those vitals.
I want to check the area with the ultrasound. That's number 2. Looks like there's another one now. The third tumor's been extracted. Beginning treatment of the remaining ones.
The small intestine has been treated. We're doing well.
Okay, now we go to the large intestine.
Don't relax yet. We still need to treat the lungs.
Nope. Lungs.
I know. You're pretty blunt, aren't you?
Get ready to shift the focus of the operation. I've found small tumors in the lungs.
Laser.
Prepare the laser.
There's tumors here too, right? Find them with the ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
I found a tumor. Scalpel.
It's not a tumor. Is this mucus?
This doesn't change our treatment. Let's
You can
continue.
drain it, right?
Using the drain iron.
Or weird not tumors.
There have to be more of those. Use the ultrasound.
This must be the cause of that mucus. Beginning extraction. Exoma extraction complete. Add That should stop the mucus.
You good? Guess there's more. See anything? Here we go.
Tumor markers aren't decreasing. Must be the mucus.
Oh no.
What is this? Some kind of bruise?
That bruise.
More, well, there hasn't been too much booba tonight, so we're gonna see what happens. I'm sure there will be eventually, though.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you alright?
Is my is my character having the heart attack? I'm in the middle of an operation right now. What's up with him?
I'm all right. Continue with the
Also, how are you doing, Lady Stars? Continued operation? What am I supposed to do?
Hell,
Oh.
is that mucus moving?
Ah, dang. Okay, there's a lot of these. There's one that's moving? Okay. Mucus. Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot.
One myxoma extraction. It's not over yet. There should be more.
Laser. Heal. Ultrasounds. Heal that. Laser. All of this stuff. Okay. Thought I just saw another tumor. Yep. Gotta be another tumor. Okay. Okay. Where? I think they stay close. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's two of them. Okay. There's. Jesus. Sorry for not looking at chat right now. I know there's probably at least one message waiting for me, but jeez, this is a little stressful right now. Come on, where is this tumor that I'm missing? It's slowing down though, so. Probably one more somewhere. Your power just flickered? Oh my gosh. Hopefully you don't have what I had the other week where it was just insane. I'm gonna up my vitals while I get this last tumor. What could it be? Here we go. Okay, apparently not the last one. This is the one I needed.
How far myxoma? Is it over?
Whoa, what's up with this one? That's not good.
Yes, I'll start treating the mucus and remaining wounds.
Huh. Yeah, I thought that was going to be something bigger.
Whew, we can finally relax a little. All right, let's close this patient loosen up and finish this off. Hey, how did you know how to treat those things?
I don't know. Black bruise. I've seen it somewhere.
Where would you see something that weird before?
Let's finish the operation. Get the antibiotic gel ready.
Bandage across.
All treatment has been complete. Ending operation.
Well, you know, you're a big help. Let me at least thank you.
Operation successful. Hopefully your power's back. I'm sorry that that happened. I think it's an A rank. Not quite the S rank that you know you want, but
My part of this is over with. She's in your hands now.
Don't you worry, we'll take care of her.
I'd have my friend come over a bit ago and kill another massive. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
How'd it go?
All the tumors have been extracted.
I've been
in
having
good condition,
problems
so
with
keep
fruit
her full
flies
monitored.
recently, and it's been super annoying.
You're just leaving now? That's pretty irresponsible.
I'm a prisoner. I can't do anything else from here.
Well, not exactly. You're responsible for that patient until she leaves.
I heard that you'll be in custody here for a while. Let me tell you that I'm firmly against this decision.
Save somebody's life, lady.
The new room's over there. It's barred, but it's no icebox. We'll be counting on you to help us save lives here, kid.
So they keep him in a 0 degrees Celsius room, which is 32 degree Fahrenheit, if I... Either 32 or 36, I'm pretty sure it's 32. That would suck.
Are you kidding?
That'd be
Need to
worse
see
than
how he
death for
does
me.
before I decide. Besides, his entourage is a pain in the ass, too.
What do you mean by that?
Don't treat me like an idiot, G-Man. I see a lot of new faces around here. Curious faces.
Doctor, we're...
Whoa, whoa. I try not to get involved in other people's jobs. Let's just agree not to interfere with each other.
Yes, this is a CR5 mission. This is the second one with CR5.
Thanks for your cooperation.
I think that's Master Miller's voice actor from Metal Gear. Dude with orange hair. Sounds just like him. Okay. Move horizontal. Okay, another Naomi mission. Behind the Lies.
Yay! Hello, Mr. Butterfly.
Awesome.
I'm Alyssa.
I didn't say anything too important.
I live in the house over there. Where do
I said I had a fruit fly, not even an
Great.
infestation. I
She's
just had
out
like
again.
one or two that are annoying. That was really it. All the great meta
Hey, kitty
commentary
girl,
you come
what
here
are you
for.
doing? No trespassing.
Oh, Miss! Chloe's better.
Chloe? Who are you talking about?
The cat.
Chloe's the kitty you helped. Now she comes over to play.
Glad to hear it. In any case, you're not allowed here.
Hey,
Get off
Miss.
my lawn, kid.
What's your name?
Me? Oh, I'm Naomi. Naomi Kimishima.
Okay. Hi, Naomi. I'm Alyssa. I live just on the other side of the garden.
I think she's got a ponytail. I think that's what's going
That
on.
makes us neighbors.
Yep, so I can come see you anytime I want.
Now, Alyssa, this is a place where most people can't go. That's why I need you to...
Oh, and who's this little princess? Am I intruding?
big dude behind
Chief.
me.
Hello, mister. I'm Alyssa.
Hello, Alyssa. I'm David. Excuse me, but can I borrow Naomi for just a moment?
He has to solve a murder mystery.
Okay, Naomi's got work to do, right? I'll be going then. Bye-bye, Naomi. See you later.
Fashionable bedhead.
It seems you've made a cute little friend.
Back is
You know
yeah,
she doesn't
fair.
have any security clearance, right?
Now, do you think I'm that uptight? It's not like we're using diamonds to decorate the garden.
Anyway, you're here to talk about work, correct? I'm listening.
How did this other person get
Yes,
brutally
a
murdered?
few hours ago, a body was found in Oxford. The FBI is requesting that we send you to investigate it.
Me?
Was it the parents
Is
again?
there some crime involved?
It's our job to determine that. What do you say?
This is my duty, isn't it? I'm on it.
That last one was just brutal with the daughter who had the, I guess, bipolar disorder or something
The
similar
victim
to
lived
it.
in a cottage in
Ugh.
Oxford with her husband. The husband called the police saying he had killed her. When they arrived, she was on the floor with a chest wound.
Spirit phone. Answer it. Hear those last words. An interesting one to leave on right there. Doesn't get better.
I accept.
You're in like Ohio or something.
The
Does it
FBI
even rain
thinks
out
the
there
husband
often?
may not be telling the truth. All right. Let's discover how this tragedy played out.
It does rain.
Tell me the facts we have, little guy.
Oh man, why has it gotta be an old lady?
Yes, ma'am. The victim is 75-year-old Alma Parker.
So, I know you haven't played this game, Potato Salad, but the voice actor for Little Guy is actually Peter Parker from the PS4 Marvel's Spider-Man. Like, when I heard it, I immediately was like, I know this voice, but I can't quite put it to, like, a character or a name or whatever, and then I looked it up. Sure enough. So, he's hit the big time.
Her husband Joseph called the police late last night. On arrival, they found her body, stabbed in the chest. The husband was in a wheelchair, holding a bloody knife.
Husband was holding a bloody knife.
Joseph's account is that they had a fight that escalated.
A man in a wheelchair stabbed someone who could walk?
That is a little weird if you think, it's possible if you like caught him off guard, but I like her logic. Yeah, it's like, huh.
That's what he says happened.
Find out what you can about the murder. I'll check the body.
I'm guessing it's probably a suicide, but I could be wrong about that. Also, no spoilers in chat, please. Woman found dead at home in the mountains. Husband reported to the police that he was...
Right, please get started.
Because if the husband is saying that he's responsible, it makes me sound like he's trying to honor her somehow.
The dead tell no tales. And if they do, nobody listens. Only the dead who haven't died yet can discover the truth.
Man, that's dark right there. Man, I kind of want that on a motivational poster. Only the dead who haven't died yet can discover the truth. AKA, we are already dead.
Let's begin. Show me how your light was put out.
Gabriel, I haven't actually seen... I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I haven't seen Rick and Morty at all, so... Motorized wheelchair, also possibility. I mean... Heck, if you could somehow tape the knife horizontally to the back and just, like, throw that thing in reverse... Okay. Victim is Alma Parker. Suspect of... Okay. We have a picture of the suspect this time. I should just... So, I hope they have an interview with him. That would seem like the first thing I would do with somebody that confessed to murder. He looks like... And I know you haven't got there, Potato Salad, but in case 3 of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulation, there's an old man who kind of like, he doesn't look exactly like this, but he has the same type of scowl and old man look that this guy has. White-haired man is the suspect, Joseph Parker. According to the materials at hand, it says he's unable to walk due to thrombi, yep, in his veins caused by APS. Beautiful white hair, not too surprising considering their age. Yeah. Corpse should have been brought to evidence room by now. Go see it. Okay, guess we're going to the evidence room first. He looks like a generic ink. I mean, he does look like a... But he looks like a really distinct, good generic anime. The beanie, yeah. It's the beanie. Let's begin examining the body. Well, clearly there's something on her arm. I already see that.
What could this be?
I also love her pose right here. It's just like so Death Note. Just like, yes, I know who is using the Death Notes.
Like
I'm gonna reveal them on public television 2 days from now. Oh, love me some anime. Ooh, what's this bruise?
This is internal bleeding.
Internal
it might
bleeding.
Be caused by something pressing against the palm. It would require a great deal of force to leave this mark on the victim.
Right.
Was she struggling against the murderer? Or is there a different reason behind it?
There's also something on her back. I guess this is the... He got stabbed in the back?
This stab wound is small, but it's rather deep. There's
also, I just saw it. You either love Rick and Morty or hate it. Yeah. I know that if I watched it and I didn't like it, I'd probably complain about it, which I'm trying to be better about, just not complaining about everything. So, logically speaking, the best logical conclusion for me is just to never see it in the first place.
This must be the fatal stab wound.
Because I'd actively be bothered by everybody calling it genius or whatever.
It has an odd shape. The weapon's cross-section must be...
That's interesting that Gabriel and Naomi are your favorites. Like, I like theirs, but I feel like most people are in Trauma Center probably for the other people, more so. From looking at the stab wound, the shape of the weapon is... Well, it's kind of cross-shaped, right? Let me double check this before I actually answer. Well... I want to say cross-shaped, but the bleeding kind of...
It has an odd shape. The weapon's cross-section must be...
Okay. I was just overthinking that because she used the word cross in the description. I'm like, he wouldn't be that overt.
Right. The weapon must be shaped like a cross. That weapon most likely penetrated the heart and killed the victim. What kind of weapon has a shape like that?
Oh, she has tattoos of stars on the side of her head. That's interesting.
The victim has a wound on her head. It's star-shaped? What can wounds tell us?
Shape of the weapon, of course. Excellent reasoning. Excellent reasoning.
Yes.
We can
Yeah, I mean, this
figure out
is
the
just
shape
Ace
of the
Attorney
weapon
again,
inflicted.
pretty much. You know, you might want to check out the Danganronpa series, because it is very much like... Okay, I'm going to take a small break from this just to explain Danganronpa. So, essentially, the premise of the Danganronpa series is you are sent to a school, but it's not an ordinary school. It's a school of students that are the best at a given field. So you have like the best swimmer, the best programmer, the best whatever. And essentially, y'all get there, and then they're like, okay, well, this is kind of a trap. If you want to get out, you have to murder another student and not get caught. So, or otherwise you can just be stuck there forever without your family and friends and stuff. So the students end up, you know, most of them try to get along, kind of like Lord of the Flies type stuff. But of course somebody tries to, you know, do the murder. And when a murder happens, there is a class trial. If the murderer gets caught during the class trial, then the game still goes on. If the murderer doesn't get caught, theoretically, they go home and everybody else dies. But if they do get caught, they die and the game goes on. So you're doing a lot of Phoenix Wright investigation stuff. You gather evidence, then you have the class trial and you have to present evidence. You also have to play a lot of mini games interspersed in there. So it's very similar to this. It's very similar to Ace Attorney. You might want to check it out.
Still, a star-shaped bruise. What kind of weapon would leave that?
Seems to be the extended... Okay, cool. We found everything on the body. Do we have clothes to examine? I don't super know your sense of humor, but I feel like maybe you wouldn't really like making... Yeah, I feel like it's probably too memey for me. Like, I can deal with some memes, but if a show is like entirely like, if it's Borderlands, I cannot deal with Borderlands anymore. Like, I like Borderlands 1, don't get me wrong. Borderlands 2, I cannot do it. So if you fail a trial, you have to get it correct to continue. So essentially the trials, you have to pass them or it's a game over. So it's pretty much like Phoenix Wright in that sense, where like you have a courtroom phase, you and the other class members you're actually really cross-examining all the rest of your class members. And throughout the thing, you find out, okay, this person's lying. You find some evidence to point against them, so on and so forth, until you find them guilty. What's up, chick? How are you doing? Vulgar. You know, it might not be the worst thing for me. I could probably do it. I just don't want to be that guy that complains about Rick and Morty all the time.
Bloodstains on the left sleeve. Was there a wound on the corpse's arm? It could be the murder.
How are you doing tonight, chick?
This needs to be investigated further.
Could be the murderer's blood. And this came from the backstab wound with a small weapon. Stab with a great deal of force. I'm thinking this is another screwdriver. I could be wrong. It just reminds me of the wound that the other person that got stabbed with a screwdriver had. Granted, that wound is so parallel that maybe, I don't know how deep that wound went, but it could have gone all the way through her. That almost doesn't seem possible. She'd have to be borderline impaled. Got this hair, though.
What's this? Is it hair? That's bizarre, because...
She had white hair.
Indeed,
Okay.
the victim and the suspect reportedly both had white hair.
Tried to play Mario Kart and stream for like an hour. Had all kinds of tech problems. Chick, when did you start streaming? Are you streaming, or were you just joining somebody that was streaming?
I need to send this in.
Because I need to drop you a
for analysis and
follow,
verification.
if that's the case. Also, while I'm here, let me give Lady Stars a shout out. A great friend of mine, a great mod, who is also a very good streamer. But did I find everything on the body? I actually don't know. I kind of assume I did. It felt like I found everything, so go ahead and go back. Alright, let's get that hair analyzed.
Hey, little guy, could you analyze this hair?
Yes, of course. Dr. Kimishima, this isn't human hair.
Not human hair.
It seems to be from some sort of animal. Did the victims have any tame household creatures?
You know, they're called pets. And no, there weren't any signs that they had any.
Strange. Still, this is obviously not human hair.
What's up, PBJ?
I can see cuticles, so this isn't synthetic hair or a fiber.
Alright. Can you identify what animal it's from?
No, that's beyond my expertise. Oh, but I do see something odd about it.
Thought about the animal hair.
Go on.
Need to know.
Well, the hair has a tip, but the other end doesn't have a root.
So it was clipped, is what he's saying. It wasn't pulled.
No root. That means...
Right?
So the hair had been cut.
God dang, I am smart. Get that big brain on. Let's go.
This means that the hair didn't fall off the animal naturally.
Why would something like this be on the corpse?
Good question. So this game is Trauma Team. You play as 6 different doctors, each with their own like specialty, I guess. So there is like a, I guess, surgeon. You have a, I think they're called EMTs, the people that are like first responders to like emergencies and stuff like that. You have a, I guess, precision specialist is the best way to say, where he does like very precise cuts on certain things. You have an endoscopic doctor. You have a, I guess, pre-med, or not pre-med, but like pre-op guy who does diagnoses. And then you have her, who is she is a doctor, but right now she is like a crime scene investigator. So Grey's Anatomy, the Wii game, is a very good way to put it. A lot of anime Grey's Anatomy going on. Let's see about this star-shaped bruise. Can't do anything with that. I just give him everything just to see if he can analyze it. 99% of the time he can't.
Well, I'm not here to ask you out on a date. Just look at these.
As you can see, yes, a lot of drama.
Okay. Are these bloodstains?
Yes, they were on the victim's left sleeve.
Of course, we need to analyze the blood because we don't know if it's the victims, the murderers, somebody else's potentially.
That's odd. This blood isn't the victim's.
Blood isn't the victims.
What do you mean?
Well, the results say that only the H-type antigen was detected in this blood. That makes this blood type O.
The victim has type A blood. What about her husband? He's a suspect.
Okay.
He has type O. Does this mark him as the culprit after all?
Not necessarily. What if she attacked him? Because that's happened. We have a precedent of our victims attacking people before they died.
Let's not start jumping to conclusions. First, let's check to see if the husband is injured.
Correct.
If this blood came from him, he must be wounded.
Also correct. So, I think these two wounds are linked.
These stab wounds are different sizes, but they have the same shape. We can
Right.
deduce that these wounds are connected by...
The cross. Penetrated the body.
Yes. These two wounds were caused by the same strike, piercing all the way through her body. if that's the case, the entry wound was...
Entry room has to be the bigger one, right? So, her chest.
Indeed. If something is pierced all the way through by a sharp implement...
By default, the bigger one would be up front, and then the tip would end up in the back.
The entry wound must be at least as large as the exit wound. If these wounds were caused by the same strike, it would have to be 20 centimeters or longer.
Well, imagine being impaled by something 20 centimeters long.
This isn't enough to identify a weapon, but it does get us one step closer.
Okay. Also, chick, I hope you're okay with a lot of, like, murder and just violence and stuff, because this is this part of the game, unfortunately. Like, fortunately and unfortunately. These people don't die peacefully. 9 times out of 10. Murder weapon length. Can I combine those?
Little guy, can we determine the shape of this weapon?
I think so, yes. I'll need some information, though. What can you tell me? How big is it?
Well,
Centimeters.
it's at least... 20 centimeters. It's shaped like a
Cross?
cross shape. Does that help?
Could it just be a cross?
Yes, thank you. We'll have the results in a moment. I see. This isn't a cutting tool, like a knife.
No problem. I know people have their, you know, things that they're comfortable with, things that they're not comfortable with, so, you know, better safe than sorry in this case.
It's like a spike or a spear. Something meant for piercing.
So, a stabbing weapon. I don't like the looks of this.
Right. This isn't your usual murder weapon.
It's your mom's murder weapon. Can I combine these yet?
Something's not...
You mean the weapon in the shape of the wound, right?
That knife isn't long enough to have done that, and it's nowhere close to the right shape. No, something else has to be the real murder weapon.
In the knife.
The second thing this tells us is...
I think Joseph's lying. Joseph is a big fat liar.
I agree. The husband's definitely lying to us about something. In any case, we know for sure that the knife isn't the murder weapon. However, we still don't have a clue what the real weapon was, or who the killer is.
Why don't you get a transcript from the liar so we can find some contradictions?
Take it easy. We just have to think about all of this. A sharp weapon, like a spear, that can go through a human body. We'll have to find out what it was.
A weapon like a spear that can go through a human body. They're old. What would they have around that could do something? Like, I keep thinking it's just a cross. She got stabbed with like a really large cross or so. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. Black bruise. Doesn't appear to have been caused by trauma. It was an odd-shaped, star-shaped bruise.
Dr. Kimishima, we're done interrogating Joseph.
Yes,
Joseph?
thank you.
You mean the victim's husband who confessed to the murder?
That's the one Joseph in this case, Naomi.
Yes, he just keeps saying that he killed her. We've got nothing to go on.
I'd like to hear the recordings myself anyway. I want to know if the blood on the victim's sleeve was his or not.
I've already sent you the data. You can examine it whenever you want.
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you.
Joseph's account. The topic injuries has been added to Joseph's account. Okay. So now we have a transcoding of some of his testimony. And we'll try to find an inconsistency here.
I've already told you people, it was a domestic dispute. I was angry at my wife and I stabbed her. That's all there is to it.
That's already a lie, we know
If
that.
I'm in a wheelchair, it doesn't mean I can't stab someone. She
Okay.
was standing right in front of me, so I just shanked her right there. I turned myself myself into the police right after. You know what happened after that. What about my hand? I injured it, that's all.
Okay,
How I injured it has nothing to do with this. I accidentally cut myself while I was stabbing her. I know, stupid, right?
So let's
How I injured it as... What?
go here.
What about my hand?
I see. The victim's husband does have an injury on his hand.
Okay. Injured hand. Yeah, I absolutely love games like this. Another one I'm playing on stream is Ace Attorney. A lot of logic, deductive reasoning.
This will prove that the bloodstains came from the husband.
And they have, like, really interesting stories. So, it's a good change of pace from a lot of the other games that I stream, so. Fun. I enjoyed a lot. I'm a little sad that I'm probably about halfway through. So he claims that he accidentally cut himself while stabbing her. I play a game with work. I know a lot of people that completely just skip over cutscenes and stuff, and you know, to each their own. Some people are more into the escapist part of the gaming stuff. Some people are more into the gameplay. Some people are like a mix. So I'm just happy they have different games for different types of people. Time to begin sort. Okay, so this Joseph's injury. Let me ask Little Guy about it. Nope. Okay. Has an injured hand. Could it be? Okay.
True. These pieces of information do share a common bond.
Variety is the spice of life.
The blood on the victim's sleeve is type O. Joseph has a wound on his right hand, and he himself has type O blood. There's little doubt that the bloodstains on the sleeve were left by him.
Solid evidence. We'd love to see it.
That doesn't prove that he killed Alma, though.
Also
We'll
correct.
need more evidence to be certain. Let's keep investigating.
We're gonna have to back out again.
This is one bizarre case. There's so much about it that's hard to believe.
You don't think the husband did it, Dr. Kimishima?
Nah.
Who knows? Anyway, let's put the facts we know so far in order.
I totally love great stories in games. I just can't handle games that have like 8 hours worth of cutscenes with talk. That's fair.
The reason why it's doubtful that the victim's husband is the murderer is because...
I'm trying to think. The weapon, him being in a wheelchair, the fact that it doesn't fit. It's one of these two. I'm not sure which one. Like, his hand being injured theoretically could have happened after the murder, so it doesn't necessarily invalidate him murdering his wife. Like, especially, I'm gonna say he had the real murder weapon.
Yes, the knife he says he used could not have caused the wounds she died of. There are other reasons to doubt him too, no matter what weapon he used.
The reason I don't like that reasoning specifically is because, like, he could have killed her and then still lied about the murder weapon just to throw people off.
Pushing it all the way through a human body would require a lot of strength.
Yes, it would.
But he's
in a wheelchair.
Indeed. He is wheelchair bound and cannot stand under his own strength. Would he be able to kill someone like this while sitting in a wheelchair?
His hospital records make it clear that he can't stand up at all.
He completely can't stand up.
Yes. The shape of the weapon and the details of the death make it unlikely that he's the murderer. Still, he insists that he's the one who killed her.
I don't get it. Usually people lie to avoid being blamed for a crime.
I'm thinking he's covering up a suicide, but I could be wrong.
You have a lot of experience with lying, Mr. Investigator?
Hey, we agreed not to bring up the past.
glass, didn't we?
But why would he want to make himself the criminal?
All I can think of is that he's defending somebody else.
Someone else being his wife
Either
because he
that,
loves her so
or
much.
covering up an even bigger lie. That doesn't change what I need to do at all. Contact HQ about the inconsistencies we've discovered and interrogate the husband again. I'm going to the crime scene. Tell them that, too.
It's a cane. Oh, I mean, if you have one of those canes with like a sword at the end or whatever, like, my dad's an idiot sometimes, and he has like a giant walking stick. Or is it him or his friend that has it? It's like a walking stick, but you twist the hilt, and literally it's like a giant just machete type of thing. And I'm like, why do you have this in your car? Why would you do that? That is such a dumb thing to have. Like,
Understood.
when are you going to use
We'll get
that?
authorization immediately.
Cane isn't a bad, not a bad idea though. I'm still a little unsure on the murder weapon. Normally they tell me I can do something. Okay, I can go to the house. Gotta say. Also, chick, since you're here, I'm going to offer you a snack. That's something I can do for my guests now. Okay, and I'll also give you a drink. This is so much fun. Oh man, you're cinnamon and carameled up right now. We got cinnamon. We got a lot of stuff. This is a crime scene. Let's begin the investigation. Okay. So, what tools do we got? Magnifying glass. What's this chair knocked over? Oh, those are... She got hit on the side of the head with the clock. Because she had those star marks on the side of her head. Or
There's an inscription on this clock.
I don't think she fell on the clock, because that would be very difficult.
To my loving father and mother from Abby. A gift from a family member? Huh. Why does this decoration look familiar?
Oh, why? Bruise on the corpse's head. Oh. It's like, both of those say head. No, one of them says hand. I'm glad. I'm glad I actually read that a couple times before I answered.
That's right. It's the same as that star-shaped bruise on the victim's head.
Everybody's getting cinnamon rolls now. Okay.
The murderer
I know for a fact when
stuffed the
Lady
victim
Stars
with
goes
his
for it, it's definitely not going to be a cinnamon.
I need to take this back and carefully investigate it.
Oh, that's funny. Enjoy your kale chips while everybody else enjoys their cinnamon. Oh man, I did have to put a healthy option or two in there, and that was probably like, you're just unfortunate. Oh. Oh, that's so funny.
It's a shard of glass.
That was way
What could that be
funnier
from?
than I could have ever guessed it was going to be.
Supposedly, only Joseph and the responding police officer were at the murder scene.
Okay.
If that's the case, then...
Probably broken during the murder. The jar of glass found at the scene was a piece of something, but what's odd about it is pieces around. Right? Ooh, okay, you got some Red Baron, I'm guessing, the little pizza boats, as I like to call
There were
them.
no other shards of glass in the area. The police wouldn't be so foolish as to contaminate the crime scene.
Joey Center is the best part. Oh man, some cinnamon rolls do sound good.
I'm beginning to wonder if someone there had cleaned up the other shards of glass.
Probably the
I could send
husband.
this shard to analysis. We might learn something about it.
Don't see anything. Let's do a little bit of spraying. Spray and pray. You say the FPS world. Not finding much at this crime scene. It's a big pizza. Okay. That's what's up. I used to like the Red Baron ones a lot, and I mean, I still do. It's just not, I don't get them anymore. But they are super clutch, just being able to, like, put those boats in the microwave or whatever. Really don't feel like I found everything here. I've been a hot mess more every day. Sorry, I'm catching up. Oh no. I'm sorry about that. Like, I know pets are such a big part of, like, a lot of people's lives, and, like, when I hear people are allergic to stuff, it's like, one, I don't understand how you're, like, that's just something that my brain can't process, being, like, allergic to an animal. It's like, it's such a weird thing, like, when you really think about it, but it happens, and it just sucks, because 99% of the time, it's either like I'm allergic to dogs or I'm allergic to cats. And those are the two animals like everybody wants. So. I don't see anything else at this crime scene, even though I know there's got to be something else at this crime scene.
There are traces
here we
of
go.
something having been burned in this fireplace.
Going to better homes. Boy, it's weird. My cat one started way late. Oh. What's up, Raider? How are you doing tonight?
It's something other than firewood. I wonder if there's anything left. Huh, I've got something. What is this?
A burned piece of paper? Curious ashes.
There's something else here, too.
2 clues for the price of 1?
Fur? What is this doing here?
Okay, so that fur is cut from something because we already have strands of hair on the body that were clearly cut because the root wasn't there. Okay, we got some good evidence from this house. I should wrap up my thing. Okay, let's go back. Stars, if you wouldn't mind, could you give Raider a shout out for me, please? Oh. Raider, I did add that one command of yours that everybody else has, so if you want to try it out right now, I'll let you have the honors of the inaugural. We go ahead and save while that's all happening. Aw, snap. I got you, though. Oh. I love how I made a command into a whole gag. Okay, let's look at this evidence. Okay. Mind those.
These two hairs appear to be the same.
Yes, this one's just on the Wii. I don't know if you have a Wii or a Wii U, but you can play it on either, and it's actually relatively cheap. So the reason I'm playing this, and I don't really want to cross-promote, but I'm on a podcast, a video game podcast, and our next game that we're covering is this game. So I decided it'd be fun to play it on stream.
If that's the case, then the hair from the fur was on the victim.
But Chick, if you have a DS, they have Trauma Center games for that. Granted, the Trauma Center games are more about the surgery stuff that we've done outside of this mission. If you're looking for something similar to this, there is Danganronpa for the PC, which is like a murder investigation game. There's the Ace Attorney series, which is another, like, it's a lawyer slash murder investigation game. So there are options out there.
Why, though?
Can I ask him about the mysterious fur? Nope. I can ask him about the mysterious ashes, though. No, I can't. Interesting.
Hey, little guy. Your turn.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you need something analyzed? Just one. There's some kind of compound on the concave surface here.
Found on the concave surface.
Any details?
It's wine. Yep, no mistake.
So there's wine in there?
So there's wine on the inside of this piece of curved glass. That means this shard comes from...
a wine bottle, perhaps? Yes?
That's probably right. Then again, there could be some oddballs who drink wine straight from the bottle or something.
If anybody drinks wine straight from the bottle, this is a completely judge-free zone. I apologize for this game. Just calling you guys oddballs.
Perhaps. Let's assume for the moment that it's from a wine glass. A little more investigation may provide us with more information.
Judgmental game. Okay. So, the clock... I don't have the other piece of evidence that I could line this up with. Yes, I do. Okay.
Huh. The decoration on the clock matches the victim's head wound. But this couldn't possibly have been the fatal blow.
Correct.
I need to know exactly how this wound would have affected her.
Could have made her woozy, for sure. No bleeding.
Little guy, could I bother you for a moment?
Anytime. How can I help?
Well, the wound on the victim's head was caused by a clock found at the scene. I want to know what that wound would have done to the victim.
Okay, I get it. I'll start looking into it right away.
Let me know the moment you get some results.
Okay. Doubt he can look at this. Nope. Okay. Mysterious ashes. Found in the fireplace. Seem to have been from some kind of paper. I don't have anything that would relate to paper.
Dr. Kimishima, I need to tell you something.
Is it good news?
No, bad.
Another corpse? Another corpse. 2 people died. 2 people died. It better not be the husband. It better not be the husband.
Give me a break. I'm already in the middle of investigating a case for you.
Right from the box and... See, when the game said it, like, I don't even really drink for real, but, like, when the game said, I'm like, I feel like a lot of people do drink wine straight from the bottle, like at the comfort of their own homes most of the time, but I feel like it happens. It could be a serial killer. Let's see who this second body is before we jump to any conclusions, though.
Well, the thing is, it might be related to the Alma Parker case.
Might be? How so?
What do you mean?
A female corpse was discovered in a warehouse at the harbor.
At the harbor?
The victim is identified as Abigail Parker.
Another Parker. God dang. This is like the beginning of Spider-Man, just nobody's Uncle Ben.
She's Alma Parker's daughter.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Yes, it's not just Alma now. Her daughter's been murdered as well.
My God. Is there any connection between the two cases?
We don't know yet, but considering the timing, I'd believe there's a good chance that they're related.
All right. Send the corpse over here. I'll perform an autopsy.
Oh boy, I was not expecting that twist.
Right. I was going to come over and tell you about the clock anyway.
Wow.
I'll load all the information that we've confirmed onto the computer, too.
Huh. A man who comes to visit bringing a dead body as a present.
I know, right? Men nowadays just... Nah, girl.
You're the worst guest ever. This kind of thing tends to upset people, you know.
Hey, come on. This is my job.
I'm joking. I'll have a room ready.
Imagine... I guess if you're in that line of work, you kind of have to joke about it. Be like, guys, guess what I got for you? Another corpse.
Yes, that would be helpful. I'll see you later then.
Pop the wine. Hopefully it wasn't the wine bottle that murdered the victim in this case. Am I right? Am I right, guys? You can now switch between corpses. Oh man, look at... I leveled up. I can switch between corpses now. Oh, Jesus. I bottle drink in any restaurant. Oh, Bayleaf's watching the cursor. Let's go. So, yeah. Chick, you might be onto something with the serial killer thing, or... I don't know what happened here. I really don't.
Parker, the first victim. Abigail Parker.
So I got an anime phone that lets me hear the victim's last words. Okay. My current theory is this girl's been dead for a while. I think her mom... Well, either they both died at the same time to the same person, or the mom killed her and then perhaps committed... No, that doesn't even sound right because it said you'd need a lot of strength for the mom's wound to have actually occurred, since it is so big and it went through her entire body. I doubt she stabbed herself. That would take a lot of effort for a 75-year-old woman. So we might actually be dealing with a serial killer right here. The future diary now. She swatted the TV before. She loves the fish in Animal Crossing.
These were her last words.
So, I'm wondering if she said, mom, is in like, mom got killed, and then she was telling the other person to get away, or she saw her mom acting crazy, and she's like,
promises.
Get away from me.
But I've heard your words.
And switch between bodies. Let me... Go ahead. This is Alma Parker's daughter, Abigail. Let's begin the autopsy. She has the same mark.
This is a cut. It seems like it was inflicted intentionally.
Very similar mark, at least.
I feel like I've seen a similar wound somewhere before.
Yeah? Wait a second. So she has the same type of entry wound. It's a little bit small. I don't know if that's smaller or not. Either way, it did not pierce through her entire body.
There's a deep wound on the chest. This must be the fatal wound.
Right.
This stab wound has an odd shape.
Chick, they're very good about being vague in this game, so like, you get an inclination of, you'll get a theory, but you definitely won't know for sure. And that's something I really like. So I never know everything about the case until I finish it for real. Whereas other games, you get that one clue and you're like, oh, obviously it was so-and-so. So, okay, we're done investigating the corpse. So she had a cell phone, I see. Cracked cell phone.
Oh, this is the cell phone that Abigail was carrying. It won't turn on. Is it broken?
Man, I kind of miss phones like that. Like, it took me a second to identify it.
It may have some useful information.
Okay. The entry room. She also has hair.
Abigail's hair isn't black. I've seen this black hair before. It's...
Alma. On her clothes. Okay.
That's right. It was animal fur.
Yeah. So we found a clump of hair in the fireplace, which is obviously the same hair because it was black. And the interesting thing about the hair is that it doesn't have the root, which means it was cut. I don't know how any of that ties in yet. I just know that's all the facts about hair that I have at the moment. Like, that is everything I know about hair. This is officially my Reddit AMA. Ask me anything about the black hair on the murder corpses. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe a cat is the killer. Let's go back. Time to begin sorting through information. Okay. We are confining...
So we know that the hair from the fur found in the fireplace at the murder scene was on both of the two victims.
Correct. So that means somebody tried to burn it.
From this, we can deduce that...
Not killed by a monster. I don't think there's an animal in the evidence room. Were they wearing fur, or was... I'm guessing the killer wore fur. Yeah. That seems the most likely option there.
Indeed. The murderer had been wearing or using the fur somehow.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like, I don't know how much of it comes through stream, but like the actual capital G gameplay of this is a lot of fun, and just like using deductive reasoning and putting two and two together. Like, when you have those aha moments, there is nothing quite like it.
Thus, it's not surprising if we found evidence of it with both the victims.
Okay. So, this wound is very similar to this wound. One is a bruise, and one is a wound, which is interesting.
These murders are too similar for us to dismiss the possibility that they're related. The wound on Alma's hand wasn't caused by external trauma, while Abigail's wound was obviously made using a sharp tool.
Correct.
At first glance, these may seem to be completely unrelated. However, if we consider any similarities or connections between the two corpses, these wounds may indicate some hidden link that we haven't discovered yet.
In fact, I don't think we have enough information to figure out what exactly caused that wound. But we're getting close. We're 2 out of 3 stars. Once you max out the stars on any given piece of evidence, it becomes solid evidence, which means you use it in the final deductive reasoning thing they do. doesn't want that. Does he want to talk about this? Nope. Abigail's wound is very similar to Alma's wound. Of course, I don't see Alma's wound anywhere here, which kind of surprises me. 2-day-old corpse. Abigail was dead for 2 days before her body was discovered. Do we have Alma's time of death? I think we do. I thought of... Okay. It could very well be a fur coat that the killer was wearing. Because something was burned in the fireplace, I just don't know what yet. Give this little guy. Okay, that's an analysis. He wasn't willing to look at either of these. Can he look at this?
Little guy, can we tell anything from this wound?
One moment. Let's see. The stab wound in her chest is the same shape as Alma's stab wounds.
Is that so? My hunch was right. This proves...
Probably the same.
Yes. Both murders were committed using the same weapon.
So were they murdered by the same person?
Let's not jump ahead to conclusions on that quite yet.
It's likely, but there's no conclusive evidence of that just yet. The wounds aren't exactly the same. There's something very different about them.
One pierced, one didn't pierce. Well, they both pierced, but one completely cured the body, whereas the other one was an entry wound, but didn't have an exit wound.
Where?
It's...
depth.
Yes. The depths aren't the same.
Couldn't that just be coincidence? They weren't killed by a machine after all.
I can't rule that out as a possibility either. Still, Alma's stab wound pierces all the way through her body and out her back. Abigail's wound barely reaches her heart. These wounds would require a vast difference in strength to inflict.
I see. Is that so?
In any case, it's dangerous to make more assumptions than is absolutely necessary. Let's continue investigating.
Go. 2 stars out of 4. Sounds like a very bad restaurant review. He probably doesn't want to talk about this. Nope. Already asked about that. I think that might be it for right now. No, I can still ask him about something. Or I can still combine something. Same murder weapon. Weapon inconsistency? I'm just gonna have to guess for a little bit. Please ignore me. Ah! Okay, so he could investigate the wine glass. Okay. Now I probably have enough. No. No more transcripts either. Okay, so I have a lot of evidence that's currently in the sorting process. Or, I guess, analyzing process. Internal bleeding left palm. Could I trace that to anything? This? The knife Joseph claims he killed Alma with doesn't match the stab wound. Just how did she die? Unfortunately, this is one of the frustrating things where you kind of reach a dead end, and if you don't trigger the exact thing they want you to trigger, you just kind of have to figure it out. So, what we're gonna do... I do have a lot of stars on some of them. Serious ashes. These ashes found in the fireplace seem to have been from some kind of paper, but what was it? I don't think I have that yet. Same fur was found on both Abigail and Alma's clothing. Do they have something else in common? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and this is what I do when I always get stuck, pretty much I just hand everything to the little guy just once, just to make sure it doesn't need to go to investigation. Okay, tried everything over here. 99% sure I gave him all this stuff, but just to make extra sure, because it only takes a second. Okay. That means I'm missing some type of combination. Nope. Nope.
Indeed, these facts can be put together.
How?
Alma and her daughter Abigail. The two corpses share one common thing. That is...
I don't even know what I combined, to be perfectly honest. I want to know... Okay, so the fur... Oh, okay. It's establishing that they had the exact same type of murder. I see. That's kind of a weird link right there for this game,
Indeed,
but...
these facts can be put together.
I see it now. So is that you that are trying to show to... So... I'm the actual crime scene analyzer, I guess. And then little guy, the little me in the top right corner, he's my assistant. So I'll send it to him and he'll send it to forensics, or he'll do some investigating on his own and then come back to me. But I'm like the head operator for the investigation.
Alma and her daughter Abigail. The two corpses, that is...
Weapon that killed them. And the fur.
The same weapon was used for both murders. Another similarity can be found among their belongings as well. That is... Yes, both of them had the same type of animal fur on them. There's a very high possibility that these crimes were committed by the same person.
True. Same killer. That fur and this same strange weapon shape. Likely that they were killed by the same person. Here we go.
Dr. Kimishima, a new testimony has arrived.
New testimony by the husband, most likely.
Good. Whose testimony is it this time?
Let's see. First, we have the person who found Abigail's corpse.
The person who found the corpse. Which automatically makes them a suspect.
He owns a restaurant, but he seems to be an acquaintance of the victim.
Really? How did they know each other?
Well, it seems the victim was an occasional customer at the restaurant. According to the testimony, the victim had visited the restaurant not long ago.
I see. This may be able to help us determine the victim's situation before she was killed. We should confirm when he last saw the victim as well.
So, the corpse is 2 days old, so... When did you last see her is a very good question.
There's another bit of testimony that needs to be addressed.
Go on.
Well, it's Joseph Parker. He's begun confessing to his daughter's murder as well.
This is getting weird.
What?
When the questioner asked him about Abigail's corpse, he started with the whole "I did it" spiel again.
Why did you fools tell him about Abigail?
Well, he is her father after all. Someone was bound to tell him.
True, true.
Well, we've lost the chance to learn what really happened from him.
No matter where you go, there's always somebody who has to ruin it for everyone.
What's done is done. I'll listen to his testimony too. Send the voice data over.
You know, that's a weird thing to get. Like, I get why she's angry about it, but at the same time, it's like, why did you tell him that his daughter was murdered? Why would you do that? What were you thinking?
Understood. Please
What were
do
you
so.
thinking? Why would you do that? Did that guy put a hit on his family? I don't know. I feel like he should be feeling pretty bad, right? Like, he looks grumpy already, but like, I don't know. His wife and daughter got murdered within at least 2 days of each other. I think 1 day of each other, if my timeline is accurate.
What? Abigail was... Is that true?
Well, he obviously doesn't even know. So, like...
What? Abigail was... Is that true? I mean, yeah. I killed my daughter Abigail, too.
Yeah, I killed my daughter.
What more is there to investigate? Who cares about the weapons? It doesn't matter. Quit fooling around and give me the death penalty.
I'm really thinking it was the mom. I don't know how the mom managed to kill herself, but... Look at this. This dude is creepy. He looks like a Majora's Mask character. He doesn't look like a restaurant owner or whatever. Victor Padrini. When did you last see her?
Well, when I found the body, I was up that morning fishing for the restaurant's chef's catch special. Oh yeah, if you go out a bit they're quite easy to catch. The market's fish aren't good enough.
Oh, yeah,
no,
this-
for the fish to be at their freshest, they have to...
Can we just pause and talk about, like, what's wrong with dude? Nobody asked about your fish, man.
No, for the fish to be at their freshest, they have to be killed right when they're caught. Well, I was shocked. I never imagined I'd pull up a corpse. And even worse, it was Miss...
Wait.
No,
I
for the fish to be
misinterpreted
at their
that.
freshest, they have to be killed right when they're caught. Well, I was shocked. I never imagined I'd pull up a corpse.
He
And
pulled...
even worse, it was Miss Abby Parker. That's
So
right.
she was in the...
I've known the Parkers for years. She'd come to the restaurant with her parents every now and again. Heavens, no, they never fought. They seemed very happy. A wonderful family. The last time Miss Abby came was 3 days ago. The last time Miss Abby...
He says that Abigail was at his restaurant 3 days ago.
So he fished up the body? What? Old man is about as convincing as me when I play Among Us.
So Abigail was still alive at that time.
Okay. I do want to hear the rest of the tape because we did kind of get cut off there. He does seem very weird. I don't like using the term weird, but he does seem a little weird in this context.
with her parents every now and again. Heavens, no, they never fought. They seemed very happy. A wonderful family. The last time Miss Abby came was 3 days ago. No, her parents weren't with her at the time. She was there with a gentleman.
The gentleman. Yeah, I was thinking that it might just be like a fishing spear, you know, like a harpoon or something. That'd be an interesting... Would have to be a really freaking big... I guess it really depends on the harpoon. Last seen 3 days ago. Okay. And it's a 2-day-old corpse.
We can trace Abigail's whereabouts with these facts. Her corpse was found about 2 days since her death. The man who found her body last saw her 3 days ago. That means that when the chef saw her...
He was still alive, obviously. Was seen... Abigail was last... Well, it wouldn't be multiple days. It'd be hours, I guess. Thank God they put days plural, because I was like, well, it could have been up to a day.
Yes, it was not long before she was killed. There's a high possibility that Abigail was killed soon after she left his restaurant. It would be best to investigate the man who was seen with her the night she died.
Also true. Same killer, Abigail's time of death.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, could I bother you for a moment?
This game is driving my Virgo nuts, but still.
If I said no, would you leave me alone?
No. I definitely think you should hear this.
All right, hurry up.
Oh man, it's gonna get worse. It's about to get worse.
Thank you. Well, HQ has made a move.
Oh, they arrested old man.
The FBI has arrested a suspect for Abigail's murder.
What's going on?
Who knows? Maybe they're jumping the gun. I don't know what the higher-ups are thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking also, like, for the murderer to kill both Abigail and her mom, it has to be personal, I feel like. And the question is, why did he feel compelled to kill them? He or she. So...
The man's name is Sean Bowen. He was
Sean
Abigail's
Bowen.
boss where she worked.
Now, why would Abigail's boss kill...
His wife, Carolyn Bowen, was also taken in for interrogation. They're both at HQ now.
Huh. Is there any evidence that he's the killer?
It seems that this was found at the scene where Abigail had been murdered.
What's this?
That lighter?
It's an expensive lighter made in France. It's a custom order with his name engraved on it.
Oh, so he's rich.
Sean Bowen. Well, there's no mistaking that.
Ah. The sugar daddy situation, is that what we're dealing with?
We also showed Sean's picture to that chef. He confirmed that Sean was the man with Abigail at the restaurant the night she died.
I see. Let me guess. Here's what the FBI thinks happened. Abigail was having an affair with her boss. The situation got complicated, so he killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo, Dr. Kimishima. That's exactly what HQ thinks.
But what about the mom? What about the mom?
What about Alma's murder then?
Yes! Let's go! We on the same wavelength!
Would he take the trouble to murder the girl's mother to hide his affair?
Right!
Honestly, I don't think they're looking that far ahead.
No, they're not, because idiots back at HQ, what can I say?
They'd rather believe this than think that Joseph committed either of the murders.
Chick, you need to become a full-time trauma team investigator streamer. I would pay money to see that.
I see. So Joseph is defending the man who killed his own daughter?
Right, that also doesn't make sense. Yeah, just use this rhetorical, kind of slightly condescending reasoning on this man right now.
Well, now that you mention it, that doesn't make sense at all.
Nah, little guy, it don't.
All right. We can't say for certain that this man, Bowen, isn't the murderer just yet. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us what Abigail was doing on that night as well. Can you get the interrogation recordings, little guy?
I've already got them. I know my stuff.
Nice of you to stay on top of things. Send me that data ASAP.
Got it. I'll do that now.
Boss's account was added to the report. Let's look at the boss. I bet he's freaky too. Oh man, look at this. This is like anime Tom Cruise or something right here. Sean Bowen, 44, male. Abigail's boss. He was asked about his relationship with her and his whereabouts the day he was killed. Okay. Yeah, the motives aren't adding up. This guy's gonna be a total dickbag. I can already tell. He's gonna be like, who cares about her? I've got an important flight to catch. Blah 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 blah.
Good heavens. What's going on? I haven't done anything to get interrogated by people like you. Abby. Yes, she did work for us. She was a very innocent and beautiful girl. You know the type, right? Look, I'm sure you figured it out for yourself, right? What we have is a relationship between two consenting adults. She's the one who asked me to meet her at the restaurant, but
She got a phone call and left before the meal came. Where she went? How should I know? She said something came up, but who knows? Huh? That's my lighter. Where did you... the scene of the murder? A warehouse at the harbor? No! I've never been there! I don't even carry that lighter with me. I keep it at home, so what would it be doing there?
The wife?
This is a trap. Someone's setting me up to be the killer. Listen, that lighter's a custom-made, expensive piece. I keep it carefully locked in a showcase at home. The showcase? It's in my living room at my house. The only
So I'm gonna
keys
go
in
to the
case
house.
belong to me and...
The wife? Is it the wife? Chick, is it the wife?
Huh.
Is
Why
it the
does
wife? Did the
testimony
wife
in
find
there?
out and then she killed Abigail? Well, why would she kill the mom? I still don't know about the mom. But it's looking like the wife would have access to that safe with the lighter. I know you're with me on this. He's genuinely confused. I don't think he was lying in that testimony. Because he literally seemed like he got caught with his pants down.
Oh, that's when his lawyer arrived.
And they took measures so he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, the mom's still a
self-incriminating.
question mark. I don't know about the mom. But it either had to be... There are two candidates at this point in my mind. There's the wife that could have killed Abigail because she had access to that lighter in the safe. Or it was Abigail who brought that lighter with her. I don't think we're going to get another person involved at this point. So... Oh, this is weird. I'm not ready to jump to any conclusions, but that's just my current thinking.
That's all right, though. I learned something important that I hadn't been expecting.
Huh. You got some useful information from that recording?
You weren't paying attention. If that man is telling the truth, then Abigail's cell phone has an important clue. That is...
Oh god, I don't know this one. Not that. Record of calls made. Record. Oh, it's call made because she got called by somebody else. There is another twist coming up. He received a call. Let's
Yes.
go.
Upon receiving a call from someone, she abruptly left the restaurant and was killed.
And it was probably the... I think it was the wife that probably called her phone. It might have... You know, she probably didn't, know the number or whatever.
It's quite possible that call came from the murderer.
I see.
And that's why the lighter was at the crime scene.
Even if the caller isn't the killer, we can identify who called her.
Gotcha. I'll make sure they hurry up and analyze the cell phone.
His wife would have a fur coat. You're right. Where does the clock come in? That hit the mom.
Wait. We also need evidence to
head.
back his testimony up as well.
Evidence to back his... Okay.
That's true. What can we do about that?
It shouldn't be difficult to get a witness to verify his testimony.
A witness? But who?
The fisherman dude.
Think about it. It would have to be.
Or the chef, I guess.
Oh, right. He did remember seeing Sean and Abigail at the restaurant that night.
He and Chick just tag teaming this case.
Think he might have more to say about how they were acting then?
Holmes and Watson out here.
Yes. Can you go talk to that chef one more time?
No problem. I'll ask him for more details about that night.
There's also that lighter to consider. It's most likely that it was removed from Bowen's house by...
The wife. The wife.
Yes. According to his statement, the lighter
Placing
was
her directly
supposed
at the
to be in
crime
his
scene.
home. The only person besides him who would have been in a position to take it would be his wife, Carolyn.
Or the victim, depending on how intimate and close their relationship was. Because, like, if wife was out of town and Abigail was coming over, You technically have access. I'm
If
just
we
saying.
inspect the lighter itself, we may learn something from it.
Yeah, why don't you check it for fingerprints?
I see. You'll need the recordings from Carolyn's questioning as well. I'll send it over right now, so please use the recorder to listen to it.
Hey, chick. I bet
Yes, make sure I get those.
her little
I'm
recorder
counting on you,
picture on the
Rebecca.
transcript is gonna have the wife in the fur coat. You know what's gonna happen. Yeah, the mom thing is still a big question mark. Yeah, she's the type with a fur coat. I don't... You can say what you want. I want to listen to one thing about... No, okay, he said that she was with the one guy at the restaurant. I was wondering if her mom was there at the restaurant, but I don't think that's the case. Carolyn Bowen, 35, female. She looks like somebody that she looks like a Casey Anthony, if anybody remembers Casey Anthony. Wife of Sean Bowen. She was asked about her actions the day of Abigail's murder. She's gonna be so smug and so cocky and be like, yo, good luck finding out that I was the murderer.
Hey, what's this all about? Why are you keeping me here? What could I possibly have to do with you? Huh? I was home all day on that day. So what? You found his lighter at the murder scene? Is that so? I wonder why. So, is he a suspect now? I don't know anything about it. I don't give a rat's ass about that cheating bastard. Can I just go home now? I don't want to deal with a murder investigation.
She's rather emotional.
Log
Is she
off the
unstable?
bat. She's rather... Is she... Okay.
That's just normal, Dr. Kimishima. You're a little too calm.
Let me see the best emoji that I got. How can I say that there's something wrong here? There's something wrong here. Something's up. Something is sus.
Well, I have my moments too. Sometimes.
Anyway, Carolyn's insisting that she was home the entire time.
Is there any way to prove that?
No, there aren't any witnesses. She says she was alone the entire time.
Did she know that Sean and Abigail were together that night?
You did know that they were cheating. We know that much from the transcript.
No, we told her that her husband is a suspect in a murder investigation. She shouldn't know that Sean was involved with Abigail.
Huh.
We're trying to keep the details under wraps.
She shouldn't know that.
I see. If that's the case, then she knows too much.
I know.
What do you mean?
Let's listen to her testimony one more time. Pay attention.
Let's go, chick. We on this. We in there like swimwear. And she's got swimwear on right now.
Hey,
It's like...
so, is he a suspect now? I don't know anything about it. I don't give a rat's ass about...
That bit at the end. Why did she call him a cheating bastard?
Maybe he's cheated on her before. He looks like a player. I mean,
That could be a possibility. But what if there was another reason?
like what?
Well, for example...
She knew? Here we go. Hate to see it.
Yes. What if she had seen Sean and Abigail together?
That would explain her hostility.
What? What is the what for, chick?
If that's the case, then she did witness what happened to the victim that night. This might lead us to something even more important.
We're getting close to the end of this. Like, we don't have that much more evidence to perfect. Woman who knew too much. Okay.
Hey, little guy, I need something analyzed.
Sure. Is it the lighter that was found at the murder scene?
Yes, I just need you to find any fingerprints on it.
Look, I am so on top of this. I said analyze for fingerprints like 10 minutes ago. Let's go.
Fingerprints, just a second. There seem to be a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Oh, wait. They're all the same set of prints, repeated over and over.
And they are the wives.
Can we find out whose they are?
Let's see. These are Carolyn Bowens.
Oh, why they said they don't want her to know too much. Fair enough.
Bingo. So the one who left this lighter at the scene was... Right.
Yeah.
Sean's wife, Carolyn, left the lighter at the murder scene.
Who's up here?
Carolyn Bowen, Sean's wife, left the lighter at the scene of Abigail's killing. Her interrogation suggests that she saw her husband together with the victim. Does this mean that Carolyn is behind both the murders in this investigation?
Both murders we can't say for sure.
True. Even if she had a reason for killing Abigail,
There's
she
no
had
motive for Alma.
Alma's murder.
We're both in agreement with that chick.
But she may be able to provide us with information regarding Abigail's murder. I need a little more information from her. That's the little guy's job.
She said that's the little guy's job. Let me go ahead and give this to him.
Dr. Kimishima, what's this?
It wasn't Sean who left the lighter at Abigail's murder scene. It was Carolyn. That makes her our most probable suspect now.
Really?
Right.
I wonder what HQ's going to think when they hear this.
Well, they're gonna think she's a lying person because she said she didn't leave home.
I don't care.
Which is clearly
I'm not
not the
interested in
case.
your office politics.
I know that. So, what do you think? Honestly.
I find it most likely that she's not the killer.
Huh. Alright. Anime Taylor Swift is dubbed by Lady Stars is one step ahead of me. So she doesn't think that she's the killer. And one, the murder weapon, like, still haven't established that. And also she doesn't have a motive for the mom. And we've kind of been saying up to this point, the murderer murdered both the mom and the daughter.
Still, she may have witnessed something.
I don't think it was the cook.
If she finds herself our main suspect, perhaps that will loosen her tongue a bit.
I'm really starting to think it was the mom who murdered the daughter for whatever reason, and then committed suicide somehow.
I see. I'll use this info when I speak
Grant,
to her.
I've done this case before. Like, it's been about a decade since I've played this game. Theoretically, I should know what happened, but I honestly don't. I honestly don't remember this case whatsoever. The only case I remembered was the previous case, which was just very, like, that one was super depressing and kind of scarred me a little bit.
You're going to talk to her yourself? That's odd.
It takes a liar to catch a liar. I'm good at this kind of thing.
Little guy.
We've all got secrets, don't we? I'll be counting on you.
He inspires. He like an ex-spy? Is that his backstory?
Right. Oh, by the way, Abigail's cell phone has been repaired.
Great. Were the records of received calls intact?
She did receive a call during the time we believe she was at the restaurant. However, we've traced the call to a nearby payphone.
Huh, I see.
A
I wonder if
payphone?
this information will lead us anywhere.
We're going to ask around the area if there were any witnesses near the phone, but we don't expect much. Still, there's no doubt that that was the last call made to her cell phone.
I see. So there's a good chance that call came from the murderer after all. Abigail was called out from a public phone, and then she was killed.
From a public phone?
Continue looking into the deal with the payphone. Oh, we spoke to the chef again, too. Check out the recorder when you have time.
More testimony from the chef. Maybe you are right.
Fine,
Maybe
I'll
the
listen to
chef
it
has
later.
something to do with this. New details have been added to the cook's account on the recorder. The last call that Abigail's cell received was from a public phone. Someone called her out. Okay, I want to see what Alma's last words are. It's been so long. Joseph, my love, I'm sorry. I can't save you. I don't know what context you would have for... Why would you want to save Joseph? So, still don't have anything about that clock. That clock's gonna be like an 11th hour, pun not intended, clue that's gonna lead us to a breakthrough in the case, I can already tell. Mom, stay away, run. The stay away, that makes, in context of this, it sounds like she's telling her mom to stay away, but then who's she telling to run? Who is she telling to run? Because, like, you wouldn't tell yourself to run. You wouldn't tell the person that's on their way to murder you to run. This is complicated. This is a complicated case. I just heard all the millennials in the world say WTF is a payphone. Yeah, Gen Z probably doesn't know what a payphone is, for sure. I think we're all millennials here. I could be wrong, but... Does it come before a letter? Because there's... What is it? Millennials, Gen Z, and then isn't there like a Gen Y? I can't remember. There's like one more group. I can't remember if there's something between Millennial and Gen Z or what. But... Let's listen to this guy's testimony.
How'd she act? Let me think. I remember that she was talking on her phone. I clearly remember that she left the restaurant in a hurry soon after that. The man who was with her left in a bad mood afterwards. No, I don't think...
So, chick, I am 100% positive. Not 100% positive, but 99% positive this guy probably isn't the killer just because he has an alibi of being at the restaurant. And if we're going by, like, the time of death, it seems like it happened almost immediately after she left the restaurant and received the call on the payphone. One, he has an alibi for the time of her receiving the call on the payphone. So that means he didn't do it, and we think the murderer did it. And then two, I don't think he would have been able to know where that was unless he had a accomplice, which I don't think this game ever does. So.
No, I don't think that he went after Miss Abby. No. He left the restaurant an hour after Miss Abby did. I know that because I served a carafe of wine to the table. The gentleman drank it all himself before he left. I remember being disappointed because they ordered a very fine wine.
A wine bottle?
Dr. Kimishima, we've received a recording.
More questioning? Who is it this time?
Carolyn Bowen, Sean's wife. Once they confronted her about the lighter, she started talking.
I see. I'll check it out.
It might be the boss. It really might be the boss. The fact that they've made me think that anybody could have done it at some point means that they are winning right now. They have done a good job in designing this case, because I am still 90 minutes in. Like, I'm closer, but I still don't know anything for sure.
So what if my fingerprints were on the lighter? That's got nothing to do with... Why am I a suspect? No, I'm telling you it wasn't like that. That skank. I didn't report it because I knew it.
Calling a victim a skank. We don't play that here. That,
That skank! I didn't report it because I knew I'd get dragged into this mess. Yes, that's right. I happened to be out that day and saw them dining together. They looked like they were having the time of their lives, and I lost it. I was going to charge in there and slap both of them, and then the skank left the restaurant still on her phone. I followed that slut, but just because I was curious. I didn't want her to get away. Of course I was angry. She went into a warehouse not far from there. I couldn't see too well from where I was hiding, but she didn't come out for a while, so I peeked into the warehouse, and there was this hairy beast. It was on top of her. It was doing something to her hand with its terrible claws. I knew she'd been killed, but I had nothing to do with it. I mean, it serves her right. Did she think she could just steal any man she wanted? That's probably when I dropped the lighter. Of course, I didn't report it. I would have been the very first suspect.
I don't believe it. This is one weird testimony.
Yeah, it is one weird testimony. You're not wrong. I don't know if my brain can take anymore. Like, this is rough. Ooh. She would stay away because her mom trusted coming up to the situation. Yeah, this is...
Our murder investigation suddenly turned into a monster hunt.
So somebody was obviously wearing some type of fur thing, I guess.
We've had a sketch artist create a picture from her account, but... Are there any animals that size around
What? Alright, I'm getting some water. I'll be right back. What? What? All right. So while I was getting water, I already put some clues together. So that mask right there, that piece of paper that was burnt in the fireplace, that was part of that mask. I know that much. I don't know the rest. The fact that it was found alongside a clump of hair in the fireplace supports that 100%. So whatever that mask is, it was burnt at the same time as that fur, and it came from the murder scene to the fireplace in Alma/Abigail's house.
Don't be ridiculous. It's someone wearing a mask and some kind of costume.
I thought as much. Could the killer be insane?
Who can say? There's no way to know anything yet.
I don't know what's insane is this case. Jesus. Okay, we're getting really close. So let's go ahead and combine those clues.
From the sketch, the murderer was wearing a mask.
I don't know if they told us where Abigail, or I assume Alma was retired because she was like 75. I have no clue what age Abigail is.
Now I know what that white shard from the fireplace was. It must have been from the mask that the murderer was wearing while committing the crimes.
Got you. That's some solid evidence.
But why would the murderer throw the mask into the fireplace? Whatever the reason, it helps to sort everything out.
Except that.
Okay, I need to sort out the information I have on hand. My main concern right now is the costume worn by whoever killed the two women. how did it end up in the fireplace in the Parker residence, where Alma was murdered?
Really only two people that could have done it. It could have been Joseph, the husband, or Alma, the wife, because the only other person that would be in that residence is Abigail, and she was dead. So
The most logical reason that can be considered at the moment is... Yes, putting it in the fireplace could be an attempt to
and it
destroy
probably couldn't have been Joseph
And if that is the
explicitly,
case-
because he had a wheelchair, and I doubt he could have just carried it over there.
Something strikes me as odd about how Joseph, Alma's husband, was acting. That is,
He's confessed to both murders.
yes, he confessed to Alma's murder from the very beginning.
Why is that? The costume, I guess? The costume is evidence because whoever the murderer was wearing it. So
If he was willing to confess, what reason would he have to hide any evidence? Let's assume for a moment that someone else is the real killer.
okay.
Can we follow this hypothetical person's steps? This person would have killed both Alma and Abigail. The first person to be killed would have been...
Abigail.
Right, Alma's corpse was found first, but Abigail had been killed before then. In other
Correct.
words, the killer wore a costume to kill Abigail.
Why would the mom wear a creepy crow dog costume to kill her daughter and then kill herself?
Then killed Alma the next day, after which the costume was discarded into the fireplace.
That's the only way I see this working. Like,
However, we haven't found the murder weapon yet. There were no traces of it in the fireplace.
cult, it's all back to a cult.
The killer would also have some connection to the two victims as well. We can assume that Abigail personally knew her murderer. The reason for this is...
He responded to the phone call.
Right. She received a phone call from a payphone to call her out. The killer knew Abigail's phone number, and Abigail rushed out right after receiving the call.
And where she said, "What? Mom, get away, run," which I still don't quite understand.
It's unreasonable to think that she would do that for someone she didn't know. Similarly, there's a good chance that Joseph knows the killer as well.
Right?
This is because
He's covering and lying a lot.
yes, if that wasn't so, Joseph would have no reason to defend whoever killed his wife.
Correct.
So, is the killer someone that the entire Parker family would be acquainted with?
Maybe... Is he trying to protect his wife not because he didn't want people to know that she committed suicide, but rather to not dishonor her because he had an idea that she might have killed their daughter?
Dr. Kimishima, sorry to keep you waiting. We've taken a look at the clock we recovered from the Parker house, and...
Oh, hello? Naomi, can you hear me?
Oh, this was a little girl that we, she gave us a cat and we helped fix its leg, I think.
Alyssa? What are you doing there?
Wow, I can hear you. This guy let me in.
Little guy?
This girl said that she really had to talk to you.
You gonna give me a vital clue?
Alyssa, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I know she is.
I need to do some work with the man you're with. Be a good girl and be quiet for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So, about that clock.
Yes, I heard that much. Get to it.
As you mentioned, the decoration on the clock matches the wound on the corpse's head. It probably fell off the desk and struck the victim's head.
Fell off a desk and struck. Fell off a desk and struck the victim's head. How high up was?
This may have happened while she was struggling with her assailant.
I see. Is it possible for that wound to have been the cause of death?
No, that's impossible.
Wow.
The impact wouldn't have been enough to kill someone. We've inspected the exterior of the clock, but it doesn't seem that damaged either.
I see. Then
Oh, I don't even know
Little
what that
guy?
sound is.
what's that sound?
Sorry. Looks like this clock is the kind that plays a little tune.
Hey, Naomi?
Alyssa, you said that you'd keep quiet.
Give me that critical information, Alyssa.
I'm sorry, but that clock is broken.
Huh?
Broken? Where?
I mean, I know how this song goes, but this one part sounds all weird.
Huh?
There's our red herring right there.
Little guy, has anybody
What's
looked
going on?
inside the clock?
No, why would we look inside the clock?
1 second.
Is that where the murder? Is there gonna be a spear or something inside the clock?
Dr. Kimishima, there's something inside.
We may have found just what we're looking for. Thank you, Alyssa.
I can't. I can't. I can't. What? No. What? What? How? That clock's not even that big. Clock isn't even that big. Okay. Okay. Can I
I want
analyze
to know
it?
more about this weapon, little guy.
Oh yeah, no problem. It has an X-shaped cross-section, and it's...
Cross. 25
centimeters
centimeters long, which is longer than 20 centimeters, which is enough to go through an entire chest.
It's thinner at the tip, and it's shaped more like a steak than a knife.
Huh? We have our murder weapon. We have our murder weapon. But how?
This isn't a commercially available weapon.
Was it like a cuckoo clock where it's just like cuckoo, cuckoo? And like, is that how? So maybe the killer, like, for the suicide part of it at least, like, okay, big brain time. Big brain time. I don't think it was a fisherman. I think what happened was the mom got a hold of whatever that was, had the weird crow costume thing, stabbed her daughter, killed her with her amount of force, and then somehow devised a way to put it in the clock, and like when the clock opens or whatever, is it gonna shoot out, and like, was it enough force for it to completely pierce her? I don't know. This is weird.
This is just a piece of steel with sharpened edges.
Huh. So the killer made it?
It seems that way. It's a poor cutting implement, but it could certainly be used for stabbing.
I see. This could be the weapon then.
Hilts. The hilt of the weapon can be found in the clock is kind of a warped circle. Oh, I know what that's a link to. Internal bleeding, which is on the mom's left palm.
The shape on the end of the weapon's hilt appears to match the bruise on Alma's hand. This bruise could be from Alma pushing her hand against the hilt of the weapon. If that's the case, then the person who used this weapon would have to be...
Okay. Alma thrust that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the weapon is used by thrusting forward while applying pressure with the palm, then the only way Alma could get this bruise is if she was the one wielding the weapon. But what does this mean?
Did she use it on... This bruise is the same cut as Abigail's. Okay. All same killer. Weapon inconsistency, maybe?
Yes. If we put these
Okay.
together, it should be easier to identify the weapon.
Mom, stay away, run. I know. This is weird. Still. Unless there was somebody else at the crimes, like, who is she telling to run? That is the big question right now.
The victims, Alma and Abigail. They both died from being stabbed in the chest by a weapon with the same shape. Their wounds match the shape of the weapon found inside the clock.
Definite
The
weapon.
two of them were killed with the same weapon, this handmade stake.
It was handmade, which that's also kind of weird. Who made it? Because that has to be, like, important. Can I combine these two?
Abigail was killed by
Okay.
the stab wound in her chest.
It might be Joseph who made it. He's acting really weird. I don't think it was Joseph that... Joseph definitely didn't kill his daughter, because if he killed his daughter, he couldn't have wore that suit and the mask and gotten on top of her like Bikini Girl was saying and done it. So, assuming that the murderer is the same person, he didn't murder. He might have created the spear thing, but he definitely didn't murder if the murderer is the same person.
The shape of her stab wound perfectly matches the shape of the weapon found in the clock. The bruise on Alma's palm indicates that she had been using the weapon.
Correct.
If Abigail was murdered by Alma,
Uh-huh.
it would make sense for Abigail to respond to a phone call from her mother. There's also Abigail's final words to consider.
Yes.
Huh. Why would she say that?
If Abigail's the killer, did Abigail's last words tell her mother to run? She didn't know it was Alma. I think she knew it was Alma. She saw Alma from afar. She thought Caroline was... I think it was this. Somehow... Because Caroline was there. But why would she... Maybe the fur coat? Okay, I was wrong on that. Yeah, you're right. With the mask, she wouldn't. But why would she say mom, though? That's the thing I'm confused about. Like, why would she say, mom, stay away? Unless she was just like, I need an adult right now, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. It frustrates me when I don't quite understand what's going on.
That's right. The killer was wearing a mask and covered in fur at the time. even as Abigail lay dying. She had no idea that her killer was her own mother. That's why she called out, to warn her mother away.
But why would her mother be there? Because she was at dinner with the one guy. Why was she warning her mother away?
From the phone call, she would have assumed that her mother, Alma, was somewhere nearby.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Yeah, her mom was on the phone call. That makes sense. Okay. I'm sense. Good deductive reasoning, chick. Okay.
But if Alma is the murderer, how did she end up killed by the weapon that she had been using?
Dr. Kimishima, the results of our analysis have come in.
Good. Which analysis was this?
The wine glass. Something else was detected in the residue.
Well, what is it?
We've detected traces of benzodiazepine in the wine.
Is that a drugging agent?
Benzodiazepine?
Yeah.
Isn't that used in sleeping pills and anti-anxiety medication?
That's right. It seems to have been mixed in with the wine.
You know, I'm really impressed about, like, how much you're following along despite not actually, like, actively controlling everything, because I know, like, watching games like this, it can be very difficult because, you know, you're moving at my pace, not your own pace.
Little guy, was there any benzodiazepine found in Alma's body?
No, why? The results of the drug test came up with a negative on that.
In Alma's
That's all
body.
right. I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't the one taking it.
Okay.
Solid evidence. But Alma didn't drink it, so we know that it was probably Abigail that ended up drinking it. If I had to guess. I gotta put clues together. Is Alma a suspect? Payphone call and Alma. Okay. No, that's not. Gotta be one of these. Just by process of elimination. Maybe not. Okay, let me try. Also, Joseph's bloodstain on Alma's sleeve must have come from Joseph's hand. But if he didn't kill her, who did? I have theories about that. Let's go with that. Go with that.
When was she last seen before she died?
How many days ago was murder victim Abigail Parker? Like 3 days ago. Right? Okay.
That's right. She was seen
I
at
took a test long ago to say what your career should be, and it said I should be a lawyer. You should play the Ace Attorney games. I love those games so much, and you'd have a lot of fun because it's pretty much exactly like this. Let's see. She was seen at a restaurant. Okay.
The one with her at the time, what?
That was John Bowen.
Correct. She was witnessed there with her boss. Afterwards, she left the restaurant alone. The reason she left was...
He was called.
Yes. A phone call caused her to leave the restaurant immediately. But where did this call come from?
Payphone.
Indeed, the payphone near the murder scene. It's most likely that the killer called her from the public phone, then waited for the victim to arrive and ambushed her. That would be what happened on Abigail's last night in this world.
So was the mom upset about the affair and that's why she murdered her daughter? Is she just like some proud Christian mom that's like couldn't accept that her daughter had cheated or something? I don't know. Too much figured out. But who did the actual murder? Alma's the suspect. Okay. By exit?
If we believe that Alma is the one that killed Abigail, then Alma put the sleeping medication into the wine. The one who drank it was...
The Abigail. Who else would she do that to?
That was careless.
Okay, then it's Joseph.
Yes, her husband Joseph.
I was thinking it might be Joseph, but I guess she just wanted him to be drugged when all of this happened so he wouldn't be able to do anything about it?
What do you mean? Are you saying?
That's right. Alma tried to kill Joseph as well.
Wait, she tried to kill Joseph?
But, Dr. Kimishima, isn't that just...
She's just going for the whole family tree.
The weapon left a bruise on her palm. That is proof that she used the weapon.
But she was killed by that same weapon.
That's true. Let's stay calm and think this through. We have evidence that there was a struggle between Joseph and Alma, don't we? That is...
He had blood on Alma's sleeve.
Indeed, the bloodstains are quite likely from when Joseph was injured and grabbed Alma's wrist during the struggle.
Oh, was it? It couldn't have been an accident, though, because there's no way he would have pierced all the way through her if, like, she tried to stab him and then he grabbed her arm and just, like, I don't know.
Then did Joseph kill Alma during that fight?
I'm just saying that this is one conjecture we could make.
But there's no motive. The family reportedly got along well.
Little guy, where is Mr. Parker right now?
Huh? He's still being detained.
Good. Tell him something. Tell him we found the weapon Mrs. Parker was using inside the clock.
All right, I'll do that. Where are you going, Dr. Kimishima?
So we're essentially bluffing to get him to say something.
I'm going back to the murder scene. I want to find Alma's motive.
Save. Murder scene.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, can I bother you for a moment?
What's the matter?
HQ contacted me just a moment ago. It seems Joseph Parker has a message for you.
The victim's husband? But why?
He's gonna tell me where to find whatever I need to find.
I don't know. I'll send the recording over to you right now.
This message is for whoever is investigating my case. I don't know who you are, but I'm impressed by your skills. Go to my house and check above the fireplace. My wife's diary should be behind the stones.
Who mentioned a diary? I think Lady Stars mentioned a diary earlier. It was like an out of context diary, but I was like, diary?
You must already know that I can't stand. So that's the only thing I couldn't get rid of. If you read it, you might find out what my wife was truly feeling. Please, make use of that information.
That's it. Did you get all that, Dr. Kimishima?
I heard every word.
Future diary, anime about fun. Okay.
I'll have to check above the fireplace.
Well, here's the fireplace. Family photos. Some of them are old, some are more recent times. Here? Am I being dumb? He just said above the fireplace. This is the fireplace.
Above the fireplace, behind the stones.
Oh, there's
This
this one
must be
oddly
it.
colored brick. I see it.
Alma's diary is in here? Here it is.
Diary.
I I should take it back to the office and go through it.
We are right at the tail end of this case. We're running out of evidence to get into solid evidence, so... This diary is going to tell us everything we need to know.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, can you spare a moment?
I do if it's about the case.
Well, of course it is. Alma Parker's autopsy is about to begin.
Good. I hope they find something.
Yes, and regarding the results from the auto-imaging scan, a tumor has been found in Alma Parker's prefrontal lobe.
A tumor, so she wasn't thinking right, probably. This happened with a previous victim.
A tumor?
Yes, it's about 5 centimeters in diameter, and it seems to have been causing CVD.
Cervical something disease, I'm guessing?
Cerebral vascular disorder.
Okay.
If that's so, then...
Yes, well, even if she hadn't been killed, she didn't have much time left.
That's not the point. Tumors in the prefrontal lobe cause visual and auditory hallucinations.
Oh, God. That lady is starting to remind me of that dude from the show You.
There's the chance that this may explain her strange behavior.
Yeah, the mask is starting to make sense.
Wait, so you think this is related to the case?
I found Alma's diary above the Parker's fireplace.
What? Then Joseph was...
He was telling the truth. Reading this may tell us more.
I write this diary giving thanks to the mountains and to the flowing waters.
You know, it's starting very peaceful, but I feel like this is going to take the weirdest turn.
My headaches continue today. That bruise seems to have gotten bigger, too. Should I see a doctor?
You were pardoned, chick.
A bruise. What is she referring to?
There was a bruise on... She did have a bruise on her head, but she also had a bruise on... I don't know. It's not a fractured right... fractured right leg. She obviously had the bruise on the head, but I don't see why that would get larger. Because that was made by the clock. I'm guessing it has to be a black bruise.
That's
I don't
right.
remember it
She
being
was
there
still
on there.
alive when she got that bruise on her hand.
I write this diary giving thanks to the mountains and to the flowing waters.
You talking about the bruise of the murder weapon being in her hand?
A miracle happened today. I can barely believe it. I heard God's voice, beautiful and
Oh
pure.
God. You heard God's voice.
The bruise on my hand is a sigil passed on to me by God himself.
Alright. Next time I see you, Lady Stars, I think you said Colt first. I'm cheering you 100 bits just off the bat.
I see. Well, I'm no theologian, but I doubt this was a revelation from God. What happened to her was caused by... Right. Her experience was likely
It was
caused by a
chick.
tumor in her prefrontal lobe. She interpreted the whispers of her disease as the voice of the Creator.
The whispers of the disease as the voice of the Creator.
I write this diary giving thanks to the mountains and to the flowing waters. Today I heard a shocking premonition. We were walking the path against God's divine will. My pain was inflicted on me as a punishment and a warning to me and my family. I cannot let this be. I must save my family.
understand fully what save means in this context, and I don't like it.
I write this diary, giving thanks to the mountains and to the flowing waters.
Oh. You might want... Uptime is my... like, if you're trying to see the stream time PBJ.
The preparations have been made.
How was brain cancer a link? I don't understand. Like, I'm talking about a link in chat. We're talking about something separate from the game. Anybody watching the VOD? But
I will become the beast of the Lord.
The beast
and
of the
lead
Lord.
my loving family.
And be the shepherd. So essentially, she had an hallucination. It told her to become the beast of the Lord. So she got a fur coat and a mask. Figured out a kind of semi-elaborate way to murder her daughter. And then she figured out how to kill herself. She tried to kill her husband. And I guess in the process... Oh my god. Okay. Chick, I got it. I got it. I got it all now. So, what had happened was, she murdered her daughter with the weapon, just straight up. With the mask and the, you know, costume or the fur coat. She goes home, tries to murder her husband. She manages to stab him, get some blood on her shirt that she's wearing. And during the struggle, the altercation, that clock comes and knocks her in the head somehow. Now, in that house, there was a chair that was turned over. So, the clock hit her. She had that weapon. And the way she fell, she impaled herself. And thus, I rest my case.
I will sever them from this world and engrave the sigil upon their bodies too. Abby, my little girl, I willingly become the beast so I can save you.
Beast of the Lord. That explains the fur.
I write this diary, giving thanks to the mountains and to the flowing waters.
Oh, this is just so ominous now.
I learned a terrible truth today. My little Abby never reached his side. It's my fault. I severed her connection before engraving the sigil.
Engraving the sigil. I'm guessing the sigil... It either had to be the stars, which that doesn't really make sense because that seemingly like fell on her on accident, or the sigil was like piercing all the way through.
Ah, my loving daughter, please forgive your mother for being so foolish.
Or maybe it was that carving, because the mom had a carving in her hand, I think. Was it the daughter that had the carving? Like, they said there was an intentional carving on the right palm.
Joseph will be saved. I will engrave his sigil and lead his soul. I'll make sure it won't hurt. Joseph, let us be reunited in his world.
I guess we'll have to ask Joseph to see what his sigil is.
The diary ends here. Alma died after writing this. The sigil that she says she engraved onto her daughter is...
Well, she said she didn't engrave it onto the daughter. She didn't do it. But it's got to be the wound in the right palm.
That's right. Alma thought the black bruise on her hand appeared as a holy sign.
Wow, she thought that her super cancer was a holy sign.
That's why she thought she was saving her daughter's soul using the same pattern.
But she said she didn't engrave the sigil. I'm confused.
She also planned to do the same to her husband. When she said she'd make sure it won't hurt, she meant...
She drugged the wine.
This diary answers a number of the questions we've had regarding this case.
Why would Joseph... Yeah, Joseph, what are you doing? Like, Joseph probably would... Yeah, Joseph definitely... He had to clean up everything. He cleaned up the stuff by throwing it in the fire. He had to have put the murder weapon back in the clock so nobody found it. The only thing he couldn't get was the diary because he's literally wheelchair bound and couldn't reach above the fireplace. This is definitely not a Butler did it situation, no. Yeah, it is really weird, and I guess it is kind of like a thing that actually does happen occasionally, which is just crazy. Yeah, the body is a weird and terrifying thing. Okay. I think we might have all solid evidence at this point. Yep. Alright, we gotta put this case to rest, so I can go to rest.
Until this point, I had thought that Alma and Abigail had been killed by the same person.
Well, technically speaking, I think they have.
But now it's clear who killed Abigail. And yet, there are several things found at the crime scene that could not have been Alma's doing. I need to review the information we have to determine if these murders were committed by the same person.
Time to begin. Okay. Well, we only have one more piece of information.
Hey, little guy, I have something else that I need you to analyze for me.
You do? I thought we've already been through everything.
It's more that I want you to sort through what we know. Alma wore the mask and the fur when she killed Abigail.
Correct.
However, Alma couldn't have done everything herself.
No, her husband was her accomplice post-mortem.
For example,
from what we know about the case, the death that Alma could not be behind was, well, I guess.
Yes.
So
Alma
maybe it
didn't
wasn't
stab herself. And there were obvious attempts to hide evidence after Alma's death. One such piece of evidence is...
Okay.
Yes, someone tried to destroy the costume Alma wore in the fireplace. Another piece is... Indeed. The weapon Alma is believed to have used was hidden inside the clock.
I'm really interested because I don't know anymore, because I did assume that Alma killed herself, or probably died on accident. She probably died on accident.
Only one person was able to do this.
Yes. Now we can finally see everything that happened in this case.
Alright, all solid evidence. We're about to solve this crime right here, right now. Same killer has become other killer. 2 phones this time. Chick, you're gonna like this.
The dead shall speak. Let's put together the truth of what happened here.
Go anime Taylor Swift.
In a way, you could say Alma Parker is the first victim. She had a gigantic tumor within her prefrontal lobe. The conditions caused by the
It has
tumor
to be
changed
Joseph, probably by accident.
her. This card has the evidence of that.
Tumor had this terrible effect on Alma. Diary. Where's the diary?
Yes, she believed her hallucinations were divine visions. Parting with the world, her beloved daughter was first. It was that same love that led to Alma's attack. This card proves the violence Alma carried out on her Abigail.
Stab wound. Oh, Okay, it wasn't the stab wound, sorry. Awful thing that Alma did to her own daughter was... details of Abigail's murder. Sure, why not?
Indeed. She put on a mask and fur, then killed her.
To be fair, I think
That's
that other
why
one was
Abigail
fine
failed to
too.
recognize her own mother. Instead, she kept screaming in order to warn Alma away. Abigail's last words are proof of that.
Mom! Stay away! Run!
After the murder, Alma tried to guide her child's soul.
With the sigil. Okay.
The proof of that is on this card. This is likely what Mrs. Bowen missed. But Alma thought she had failed to save Abigail's soul. In order to guide the soul to its rightful place, Alma thought the sigil needed to be applied before death.
Death. Oh, I see.
So she made careful preparations for Joseph's murder. The evidence of that is shown on this card.
Man, this is messed up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm tired, and that's why I'm making mistakes. It's a class. And
Yes,
there we go.
But this plan failed to work. Joseph woke from the pain and struggled with her in a panic. This card tells us the evidence of that.
When Joseph woke while Alma carved the sigil in his hand, the proof that he fought against her was bloodstain.
Alma wore the mask and fur again to kill her husband. That's why Joseph didn't know it was Alma attacking him.
Oh, wow.
He desperately caught her hand, resisting her.
Oh, and that's why she said she failed to save him.
And in the ensuing struggle, they fell, stabbing Alma.
Yep, okay, yep. That's why that chair was turned over.
When Joseph removed his attacker's mask, he realized... It was first thought that both cases had the same murderer. But
They
with so
kinda
many
do.
mysteries solved, I know that can't be. This is the card with proof of the reason why that is.
And one, Joseph didn't murder anybody. That's not a murder. That is self-defense. That is literally textbook self-defense. Like, I'm not saying he should be proud of what he did, but he had to do it. Joseph, free Joseph. Joseph was not wrong in this case. What proves that both murders could not have been done by the same killer is... yeah, the fact that this was tampered with, I guess.
Yes. After Alma's death, someone erased evidence of her guilt. No matter how it was done, it couldn't have been Alma. And so the truth of this card is brought to light.
Proof that Alma did not commit both killings is also the husband's lies, I guess. Well, proof that Alma did not commit both killings is...
Careless.
okay, fine.
This person wanted to hide Alma's crimes.
That was kind of
First,
a weird
her
clue right
costume
there.
was destroyed in the fireplace. The weapon she used was hidden within a clock in the house. Another knife was used to make Alma seem like a victim. This card shows who took this effort to exonerate Alma.
It was Chick all along. Person who was most likely did the things Alma could not have done. Okay, well, yeah.
Joseph knew Alma was not a woman who could commit murder.
But she literally did.
Her bizarre acts were a result of her brain tumor.
Also true.
Even then, she still loved her husband and cared about him.
Enough to murder him.
Her final words are proof of that.
Joseph, my love, I'm sorry. I can't save you.
This is the truth behind how her life's light was put out.
It really isn't murder on his part at all. I hide my Harry Beast costume well. So, just quick aside, there has been a recurring themes with her, I guess, victims that she's been analyzing. So the previous victim, they had another type of incurable disease, and they had a black mark just like Alma did. And they had extreme aggression against their parents. So I'm thinking that these tumors, like, because this game is like, it's loosely based on like reality, but it has its own anime nonsense. Like, whatever the disease is causing like increased aggression / hallucinations on others. So like the previous one, she had an incurable, it was a teenager. She had an incurable thing. She was literally beating her parents to the point that they had to go to the hospital. And she was also very sick. And her parents ended up locking her in her room for like a day. And she ended up like coughing up blood and more or less bleeding out. And then the parents tried to hide the body. So there's some correlation between these tumors that we're seeing and the aggression / hallucinations that are occurring in the victim.
Naomi, you have a call from Mr. Parker.
I need a drink.
Yes. I was just thinking about visiting you. All right. I'll be there soon.
So, without saying too much, Chick, yes, pretty much all the operations in this game are connected.
If you think there's any danger.
Chief, what do you think love is?
Love bloom in a hospital.
True love, in which each thought of the other to the end. That may well have been the integral part of this case.
Cheers back up.
I can't guarantee it's any good. Alma always made coffee.
Thank you.
My wife, she was the best companion a man could hope for. Even when I was stubborn or angry, she still loved me.
Mr. Parker, it's my duty to uncover the truth.
I understand.
You loved her. Even if you'll be misunderstood and branded a killer, you wanted to hide the fact that Alma tried to kill you.
I'd be better off if she had killed me. There's absolutely no way she'd kill me without a cause. She must have had some reason for what she did.
A good cause?
Please, if it ends like this, Alma will be known as a lunatic. You have to find out what truly happened to my wife. Please.
Yes, I will. That's my duty.
Yeah.
Death comes to everyone. I'm a little jealous.
Also, Naomi, the person we've been controlling, she has about 6 months to live. 1 year at the best. Also, thank you, Lady Stars, for the ban. You were clutch with those.
Oh, there you are, Dr. Kimishima. I was looking for you.
Also, thank you, Chick, for hanging out so much. It was a lot of fun doing this with you.
I have the report from the Oxford autopsy.
Appreciate it.
Tell me all about it.
We're almost
right
done
now.
here. I'm going to close it up after this case, which will be over in about a minute.
Right. Her brain tumor was kind of, well, strange.
Strange? Could you be any more vague? Were you actually present at the autopsy?
Well, yes, but it was a condition I've never seen. The tissue around the tumor was black. Nobody knows why.
Black? The
So
same
pretty
as
much,
Veronica.
yeah, our previous person had a
Remove
black
that
tumor.
I'll have a friend at Resurgam check it. And I want the death certificate made by the end of the day.
Jeez.
You want me to do all that?
No excuses. Get to it right now.
I'm on it.
Glad Chick was able to pretty much see this case from start to finish.
Veronica's death. An old woman losing her mind. What in the world is going on?
Okay, so we unlocked a new case. I just want to know what my next case is. Okay, I'll be Maria Torres next time we play. Anyway, I want to thank you guys all for hanging out. That was a lot of fun, figuring out that murder mystery, and went on for a while, but it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. Let me see if I can find somebody to raid. I'm gonna see if there's any Trauma Center streamers out there. Nope. Let me check all the categories. Maybe. Jesus, 0. Kind of to be expected, though. See, I guess we're gonna. What do you guys feel about piano music? How do you guys, what do you know about some piano music? I think we're gonna stream one of my friends that streams that. Anyway, I'll be back, not tomorrow, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, we'll see. Anyway, everybody take care, and stick around for the raid if you want.